We're good. Okay, we're good?
So we have only 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
No pressure.
Right, 5 minutes, the clock started. Maria, welcome home.
Yes.
What brings you back to Russia?
What brings me back? Well, first of all, it's great to be back in Russia. I don't come here very often. I don't come to Moscow very often because I'm from Sochi, so all my family is there. But we're launching my Sharapova chocolate in Moscow today at Azbuka Vkusa, and that's what brings me here.
Can I make a suggestion? I came up with this myself. Pull over Pova.
Pull over
Jumpers.
Pova, okay. Anything
use
with
that. I
Pova,
want
right?
10% to use that.
Anything with Pova, we'll take into consideration.
Okay, obviously you've had, 15 months off.
Yes.
You've been spending time with your family, I presume, because it's an unusual break to get for a professional sports person.
Absolutely. It's kind of amazing when you think at the time going by and you think 15 months is a long time, but here we are just a couple of months away from my comeback, and it feels like I had a simple life in a way, which after traveling for so many years and playing so many tournaments, it was a nice break for me personally. It was nice to be able to spend holidays with my family, just have normal, quiet, sit-down dinners, not just one night, but like a few nights in a row.
Do you speak Russian when you're with your parents?
Yes, I do.
I find this fascinating. So that you take the girl out of Russia, but not the Russia out of the girl.
Well, I think it's so important. Languages is one of the things that I actually wish I learned a lot more when I was a young girl. I can get by with French, I can understand a little Spanish, but it's like a little bit here, a little bit there, and never perfect enough to have a full-on conversation.
Do you celebrate Russian holidays?
We did. I just celebrated Russian Christmas a few weeks ago.
It's great for presents, isn't it?
Yeah.
You celebrate
I know, I have
Christmas,
3.
Orthodox
I know.
Christmas,
Although in Russia it's not really about presents, it's about family, so I had to take that into consideration.
Oh, no, I look bad. I look really bad. You've had a career Grand Slam. You were the flag bearer for Russia at the Olympics, huge. You were also a torch bearer at the Winter Olympics. Sochi, you've done a lot of things. What would you say is your greatest moment in your career?
Yeah, that gives me the chills. I think being able to be a part of all these things as an athlete, you never quite know where the road takes you and how, I guess not even just from accomplishments, but the challenges that you face in a career. If you think about the amount of tournaments that we play, if you think about the amount of the Olympics, even though I've only played one, but a tennis player's career can be so long and you go through so much. And I've been so fortunate to experience a lot of things in my life. Victories from a young age, tough matches which I didn't pull through and I ended up losing, that cost me, mentally as well.
So it's hard to pick one.
Well, there are a lot.
Yeah,
There are a lot.
hard to pick. It's like, which is your favourite child? It's very impossible question.
But winning all 4, I think, was very, very special. I didn't realize it, how just cool it was until I achieved it, and really realized that it's special to be able to win on every surface.
Was there a moment when you decided, I'm going to become a businesswoman now? Like, for example, when you had your shoulder injury, you were out for a long time. I know from listening to your interviews, this was a real time of contemplation, reflection. Do you remember a moment where you thought, I'm going to think about my future after tennis?
I do. I remember reading an article about a football player that had an injury and that no longer could compete in their sport. And they did not have many options in life. And one of the reasons is because they didn't really think about it while they were playing their sport. And sometimes it's okay to finish a professional career. For many players, you finish and you're financially capable of not having to compete or do anything for the rest of your life. I was just never, I always felt very driven to try things, to experience things, to work. I love to work. I think it's most of the time it's not even about the money. It's about trying to figure out ways and exploring. It's meeting people. It's seeing a concept and bringing it to life. That's very fascinating to me. So I think that passion for trying new things, for not being afraid to fail, has really helped me, and it's gotten me off the couch.
I know you feel that when you were young, it was difficult, and understandably,
Right.
going to another country, age 7. Did you speak English?
I didn't when I moved, but I learned so fast because I was surrounded by kids that just wouldn't stop talking.
Your parents didn't have a lot of money. You were homeschooled. Who taught you?
I went to a small private school. I had a tutor that would come for a few hours out of the day, but English was, I honestly learned English from fellow students at a tennis academy.
Wow. So you've had that. You had your shoulder injury. You've got this period now. There's let me have a look. There's a project called the Players Tribune Project. Now this is where adult athletes, have you heard of this? They write a letter back to themselves when they were young. Now you've had so many opportunities to endure and learn things about yourself, what would you say to 16-year-old Maria Sharapova just starting out on the WTA tour? Any advice?
Yeah, I would say to never stop learning. You know, sometimes when you write a letter to yourself, it's almost like life is over. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm in a process of writing an autobiography right now, which I'm calling a memoir. They said an autobiography is when you finish your life and you're towards the end of it, so it's more of a memoir. But I've always thought, I never thought of it as this is a finishing chapter in my life. It's only a continuation of all things you have to come. So what I would say is there's a lot to be thankful for, there's a lot to look forward to, and no matter if you succeed or don't at something that you want to, if you keep working at it, you're going to be successful.
And last question before they drag me off with the stick with the big hook.
Okay.
Big birthday coming up.
Yes.
I'm not going to reveal what it is, but...
That's okay, 30.
30, yeah, I passed that a long time ago. Any plans to celebrate in a big style, and any particular presents, hint, hint, to anybody who's watching, that you would like?
To be honest, I got my birthday present last year when I knew that I was going to be back playing in April. It's one of the first things I said. I said to my family, I said, if there's anything I would have wanted for that birthday, and looking back in those years, I would have said, you know, you wouldn't even think about it. You would think of all, you know, almost materialistic things that you want as a 30-year-old, because I do love gifts. I love giving. I love receiving gifts. That's the little girl in me waking up on Christmas morning. But the biggest gift is getting my sport back, is getting to compete in a stage that I've missed for a really long time.
Well, поздравляю с днем рождения in advance, and don't forget pullover pova.
Pullover pova. We'll work on that.
Thank you, Maria. My pleasure.
Thank you.